Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Arrest warrants have been unsealed for the 3 people arrested in the death of Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia. She is the 11-year-old who was found dead behind a New Britain house earlier this month. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Fox 61's Solene Arif combed through dozens of pages on Mimi's mother, her now ex-boyfriend, and her mother's sister. We learned 3 key things today. 1, where Mimi died. 2, how her mother and the mother's boyfriend changed their stories. And 3, a doctor's belief behind how Mimi died. We do want to warn you, though, what you're about to hear is disturbing. Solene is in Farmington with what we learned today.
Behind me on Wellington Drive is where we learned from these arrest records that Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia was last seen alive by her mother, the mother's ex-boyfriend, and her aunt. They lived here for a few years. Now, the site that we've been showing you, the memorial site, that's where arrest records say that the mother's ex-boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, admitted to moving the body to about a year after Mimi's death, when the family also moved to New Britain. On October 8th, an anonymous tip about a possible dead body on Clark Street led police to Jonathan Nanita. Warrants say he admitted to getting rid of a tote with a bin inside at the backyard of the house on Clark Street. But he said he only did it because Mimi's mother, Carla Garcia, his ex-girlfriend, asked him to. In one of the arrest records, police wrote, he first stated he did not know who was in the bin. The officer asked Nanita again, who was in the bin, and he shrugged and said, I haven't seen Jacqueline. The officer asked if he knew it was Jacqueline, and he nodded yes. He suggested Carla might have killed Mimi. He said one day he walked into the Farmington house and saw blood on the walls and never saw Mimi again after that. Documents say Mimi's mother, Carla, was interviewed separately and at first acted surprised that her daughter was unaccounted for. She kept asking police, "What do you mean?" She later changed her story and told police Nanita was abusive to her and her other 4 kids. She said Nanita beat Mimi one day and then she never saw her daughter again. It was only after police confronted her with a photo they discovered, a photo of Mimi zip-tied to the ground, lying on top of pea beds, that she shared these disturbing details. Carla said she, Nanita, and Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, kept her tied up. She said Mimi was mistreated and they stopped giving her food about 2 weeks leading up to her death. The medical examiner's autopsy report backs up that story. It says Mimi was 26 to 27 pounds when her body was found, and the condition of the corpse was because of severe malnourishment, not decomposition. It's the doctor's opinion that Mimi died from severe and prolonged malnourishment. Now, Mimi's biological father, Victor Torres, was also interviewed by police. He told them the last time he saw his daughter was in June 2024. He moved to Florida about a year later, but every time he'd come back to visit family, documents say Carla always made an excuse why his daughter wasn't home to see him. Reporting in Farmington, Solene Air, Fox 61.
In Farmington, police told us a little over an hour ago they responded to 4 noise complaints at the Wellington Drive home between September of 2024 and February of this year.
Officers say they only interacted with the family on December 29th. That interaction was caught on body cameras worn by 2 Farmington officers, and we are working to get that video now. All of the coverage of Mimi's case is available on Fox 61 Plus. We will continue to bring you updates as the case unfolds. Just download Fox 61 Plus to your smart TV and watch for free.
We have one more day of dry weather, but then the rain's coming.
Don't worry, trick-or-treaters, though. It won't affect your candy stock. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with the first check of the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, we're going to get this mess out of here in time for Halloween. And we still do need the rainfall, but it will be quite a bit. A nice super soaker for late Thursday and especially Thursday night with a quick 1 to as much as 2 inches of rain. Good news is we're not expecting any river flooding. I mean, clearly we need this rainfall, and rivers and streams are so low, but you might still be splashing through some puddles. There could be some poor drainage issues heading into Thursday night. No wind damage either. I just want to say that right out the gate. Temperatures right now are in the mid-50s for Hartford and New Haven. Low temperatures tonight will be around 40 degrees inland, mid-40s for the Connecticut shoreline. So not as cool as it has been the last few nights and following mornings. No frosts, no freezes out there. Tomorrow, a lot more clouds. Highs will be in the 50s. And again, we are dry for one more day. We'll talk more about the timing of the rain and the latest on record-breaking Hurricane Melissa coming up.
Rachel, thanks. State police say they arrested someone in connection with a homicide investigation in Killingly. But many questions remain about who the suspect is and what connection they may have had to the victim. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson has what we know so far.
State Police's on-scene investigation started overnight and spanned into the early part of the afternoon. They say one person was arrested and currently there's no threat to the public. Troopers received a call late Monday night from a man saying he had been shot in his chest in this neighborhood on Pratt Road. After first responders arrived, the man was taken to Day Kimball Hospital by an ambulance, but then he had to be airlifted to Hartford Hospital. He would later die from his injuries, and now State Police are treating this as a homicide investigation. Corey Brault grew up in Putnam, but recently moved to Killingly. A man who's lived in the quiet corner all his life says the area usually lives up to its name and that crimes like this are few and far between.
It doesn't happen very often. Don't hear about it very much.
According to State Police, they have made one arrest so far, but have not released the identity of the person. We're also not sure if there's any relation with the suspect to the man that was killed. This homicide adds to what Brault believes has been a slight increase in crime in the quiet corner.
Generally, northeastern Connecticut's pretty quiet, pretty peaceful, but it seems through the last 5 years it's been like upticking, you know, in crime, stuff like that.
State Police said that when they have more information, they will release it, and when they do, we'll have it on our website, fox61.com. In East Killingly, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
Man was hospitalized after police say he was shot last night in West Haven. We don't know much right now because the investigation is in its early stages. But police do tell us this happened at Emma Street around 10:45. Officials didn't mention anything about the shooter. We'll get you more updates as we learn more.
And police are investigating after a person was shot inside a home in New Haven. It happened just after 10:30 last night at a home on Valley Street. Police say officers found a 29-year-old and determined he was struck by debris or shrapnel from a gunshot being fired at him inside. The man was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. New Haven police are asking anyone who may have witnessed the incident or anyone with information about what happened to contact them.
Norwalk police say a man turned himself in today for allegedly hitting and killing an 84-year-old woman with a pickup truck in July. Investigators tell us Mark Owens hit Josephine Pimpinella on Connecticut Avenue on the morning of July 12th. Officials say she was crossing a driveway when she was hit. Pimpinella later died at the hospital. Owens has been charged with motor vehicle misconduct, distracted driving, not by a cell phone, and failure to yield to a pedestrian. He'll be in court early next month.
A Stamford man accused of hitting a boy on his bike and taking off last August has turned himself in to police. Detectives say Juan Umana was the driver who hit a 12-year-old on Cortland Avenue. That boy later died at the hospital. Umana is charged with motor vehicle misconduct, felony evading responsibility, and tampering with evidence. He is out on bond and expected to be arraigned in 2 weeks.
A tree fell onto a 67-year-old worker this morning in Cheshire, and he's now in the hospital. We're told the man was working on Peck Lane at 9 this morning, and officials tell us the tree fell in an unexpected way. The man got caught under the tree. We're working to learn how severe his injuries are. The incident is still under investigation. And New Haven police say a construction worker fell 10 feet into a hole today. You're looking at pictures we've received. Officials say he had a medical emergency when he was climbing a ladder. First responders say he was not seriously hurt from the fall, but he is experiencing a serious medical emergency still. Firefighters used a harness to get him out of that hole.
An 18-year-old from Westport was arraigned today on theft and gun charges. Police say they caught Jermel Elmore and 3 juveniles with a stolen car and a ghost gun. A license plate reader alerted officers about the car, which had been reported stolen from Branford. It had been missing for a few days. Officials say they followed it for a bit until they pulled them over. When police searched the car, they say they found a ghost gun with a round of live ammunition, I should say. Elmore is behind bars on a $20,000 bond. Police ordered the others to appear in juvenile court with their parents.
Southington police say a Massachusetts man lied about who he was when they say they caught him driving a stolen car. Officers spotted a stolen van at a Stop and Shop parking lot on Friday. When police arrested Stephen Oldham, they learned he had 10 arrest warrants against him in Connecticut and Massachusetts. Officials say the car was stolen out of Middleborough, Mass, and we're told Oldham appeared in court yesterday. He's being held on a $500,000 bond.
And state police say I-291 in Windsor is clear again after a crash crash caused a fuel spill this morning. Officials tell us a car and a box truck crashed near exit 2 just before 8 in the morning. Minor injuries were reported, but we don't know how many people were involved. DEEP was called to evacuate the fuel tank and clean up the spill.
Police want to know who damaged a window at California Pizza Kitchen at West Farms Mall last night. We don't know what time it happened. When Farmington police got there, they say nobody was in the area. The incident is under investigation.